Alright, so here's what I just heard from, hey beers, from a guy I like to listen to, Gavin McInnes, about what else is kind of going on with video games, right? And he's kind of saying, video games is a lame hobby. And I don't know what it is with the idea from the last couple of generations that all think that, you know, because something is intellectual or something is creative, that somehow it's bad for you. I don't understand that. Yeah. Uh, there's a lot of times, there's a lot of instances I can show you where science fiction has influenced science fact. Hi, beers. Hey, stop it. Science fiction has influenced science fact, right? So if that's the case for what else is going on, stop it. Stop needing me. Stop it. If that's the case, that's what's going on, then wouldn't you want scientific improvements and other things like that? So if any of this is going to go on, I don't know, a few years down the line, and any of the games that you're playing might actually kind of play out to be, like a decent thing, then I don't know, wouldn't that be a reality that you'd like to kind of build towards? Maybe, just maybe, somewhat, even if it is in historic events of trying to figure out one thing or another. All these World War II games and first-person shooters are always a very big thing, and things like Facebook and other stuff like this, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, other things like this, really get people to immersively interact with each other on a number of different levels, including things like Xbox Live, where you can be competitive and do other things like that, right? So yeah, there's a computer off in the background of my three screens, and off to my left, over here, there is an Xbox, etc. So, I mean, I've got all my buddies, I can talk to them in multiple different ways, because maybe they're 100 miles away, or, 800 miles away, or 1,000 miles away. The fact that we can both go play a game of Gears 4, or Gears of War, or whatever, and play through it, and, talk to each other, and go from there, and, hey, you go around this side, I'll flank them from that side, etc., and do other things like that. I don't know, I don't understand how you look at something that can definitely be a good practice of various skills and other things like that. But, if I'm not outside doing, like, physical labor or something, I'm basically useless to society. Oh no, I mean, I think there's a lot of people in my generation, of whatever you want to call it, that are good intellectual thinkers. To some degree, apparently, right? Total conspiracy theory crap is, we're coming on to this so-called age of Aquarius, and if that's necessarily the thing about what's going on, then that means that a lot of guys from here on out are going to be intellectual people. We're going to look into things like biodesign, genetic engineering, high technology and other things like that, and we're going to become more intellectual, and we're going to become more efficient at those intellectual things. So, I don't understand what the big problem is with, like, trying to hold back success. And I think some of the forefathers saw this stuff is Luigi Colani, right? He's been designing stuff for like 50 or 60 years. Antoni Gaudi, who's a Spanish guy who built the Sagrada Familia. It's still not done to this day. It's been in production for like 160 years. Frank Lloyd Wright, and there's like one or two other guys I can't remember right off the top of my head. But this whole idea of biodesign and other things like that, and ergonomics, aerodynamics, and other things like this, I really think that's going to be the future. And there's so much you can do with computers, including ones like that. I mean, look at that thing. That's gargantuan. You see that? I mean, shit. That's like a 30-inch tower with the like $1,000 graphics card in it back from the day, right? So, the amount of stuff I can do with just that, and it's outdated tech at this point. I'm about to go drop in some new stuff in it, but still. So, there's got to be something to this. Altogether, there's got to be something to it. If there's so many people who want to play video games, want to do this, want to do that, there's got to be something else to it. Then besides, like, and then I see this whole thing of like, just stupid shit I see on the internet. Like, would you get off Facebook and live out in the woods for 3 months or a year or something, and have like $2 million in your name because you didn't sign in the Facebook once in a year? And I'm always like, fuck yeah, sure, I'll split wood for a year and, live out on the countryside. The fuck do I care? Because there's like this stigma that our generation is like addicted to the internet or like addicted to Facebook or something. And that's totally not the case. The case is that nobody wants to fucking talk to anybody. Everyone else doesn't want to communicate with anyone else. And I'm the politest guy in the world. I'm the nicest guy in the world. Hi, how are you? Hold the door open for people. Be a fucking outright gentleman. In a number of different ways. I curse because I was from the military. But just things like this that are just, it's mind-blowing that for some reason or another people don't want to understand one generation to another. And I think we definitely screwed up sometime after the Great Depression and the Industrial Revolution, because those are like the greatest generations. And you can look at it, man, like from that point on all the way down, right? Generations have just degraded and degraded and degraded and degraded into now what we are now. So, excuse me. It doesn't make any sense. No one's pursuing goals. Everyone's on this like weird guilt trip thing, and that, everyone else owes everyone else money or something. It's the craziest shit I've ever seen. I do not understand. I don't get it. So, if somebody could please help me out and try to understand what like the generational gap is here, that what our goals are as 20-somethings and being the new generation and trying to take America in a new direction, and considering what the old generation still thinks is like, for some reason or another, like the right way to go. I don't get it. I don't understand. It doesn't make sense to me. So, I mean, hard work, dedication, etc., bringing money in is like the way to go, So I don't understand. If you're coming up with inventions, you're a maverick. You're a person who becomes a CEO of a company. Hopefully, one day, maybe me, somehow or another. And other things like this. Then maybe I can have the right goals and aspirations in order to make a new breakthrough in a new field or something else like that, because I can think it. I can be creative, and I can use my brain that has been melded and molded by video games and all these creative ideas and other things like this in order to make sure that stuff that's never been done before can now become possible. You know, the impossible can become possible. Uh, you know, and I don't get it. I mean, like, even I try talking to my mom all the time. All the time. Right? Couple times a week. How's it going? You know, blah, 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 things like that. And, like, she's outside and, like, just wants to get completely away from technology or something. I don't understand what the problem is or whatever it is, right? She already ruined her knees once, right? So she got this stuff in her knees, nothing against her, okay, I understand, but like, she'll go outside and I'll try to call her, and it might be something really important, right? Like, it might be a health issue, or it might be a money thing, or you know, I just want to, you know, hang out with mom for a day, or whatever it's going to be. And the phone has been inside, fully charged, and she won't talk to me until like 8:30 at night, and I'll call her at like 9:30, 10:30 in the morning, and she's busy the entire day. And I don't get it. I mean, and then, you know, I try figuring out all these different things of like, okay, here's the goals about what I want to do. You know, go to the gym, fix up this computer, get big, eat right, you know, other things like this. Like, I need these things in order for me to go pursue the goals that I want to go pursue. And like, I can't get off the ground no matter which way I want to cut this. I'm not trying to cut into my mom too much. I'm just saying, it's like, you know, if someone's going to help you and you put aside a day with them for, like, you know, that day, and you plan it out like a couple days ahead, and then they don't show up until like 5 o'clock at night, the day's gone. I can't do anything now, you know? So, like, what's the point of even talking to you if I can't communicate with you at all? So it's like this whole thing of like the old generation is just like, they don't like technology at all for some reason. They see it as like a bad thing. I don't understand what the problem is, but it's just crazy. All right, I got like a minute left in this video, maybe. So, excuse me. I'm gonna post this. Talk to you guys later. Bye.